Hello, my dears. Welcome back. It's a snowy winter wonderland up here. I'm loving it. So, I've already prayed and set my intentions for this reading, but I want to invite you to just take a nice deep breath. Long exhale. And set your intention for this reading. Any goals that you have, any things that you want to know. And I think it will help to guide the energy. I'm going to come up close. I love the winter. And part of my work right now is learning how to rest and relax. What a gift. And it's really beautiful to just like look out and see snow everywhere. I love it. My face hurts. I don't think I have any downloads for this reading thus far. There's so many ideas and inspirations for videos that I have that I'm going to be making soon. So I don't even know where to start with you, honestly, because I just am so inspired. Ooh, man. That's what I thought. Homecoming. Wow. Tarot is so amazing. Never lets me down. So before I started filming, I had an idea that maybe this would be a message for somebody who is going through a difficult living situation right now. And I really want to make videos for whoever needs the messages that are coming through. But also I just really want to focus also on people who are perhaps going through or surviving the same things that I've been through. And I've been through homelessness 2 separate times, and I've been through unbelievable amounts of horrible living situations throughout the years. And this is a card that has come up so many times throughout the years when I have transitioned from a rough living situation to a better one. So I think that this is a message of hope for someone who is going through a rough living situation right now. Part of healing my unbelievably long, unbelievably horrific track record with a place to call home. Part of healing from that is realizing what's going on, realizing what was going on for me. And so if we want to look at it through the model of the chakras, so your root chakra, where it all starts, has everything to do with your safety and stability, your basic human needs. So root chakra instability can be born from having a rough living situation growing up, or going through one traumatic living situation at some point in your life that just sets you off on a path of horrible living situation after horrible living situation. So having that very knowledge is so powerful of where the wound began. Maybe for you it was in your childhood or your teenage years, or something happened to you in your childhood or teenage years, or both, that really screwed with your idea of home. And perhaps you also have a hard time feeling at home in your body or feeling at home in this world. Now, I'm not a psychologist or anything. I'm just a person who's been through it. But it took a lot of different modalities of healing to really comb through all of that for me. And to stop attracting horrible living situation after horrible living situation. Like, I wound up in recovery living with multiple active alcoholics. Like I said, homeless twice, sober livings, rehab, crashing for free in people's houses, which God bless them. You know, I've definitely had some angels along the way. And I can't say exactly what this path is going to look like for you. But I do know, and I do highly recommend looking within to where those wounds began. And getting the help of a really good therapist, a support group of some kind. And just for what it's worth, please know that things can change. Things will not always be this way. This is a message of hope. This is homecoming. This is balance, grounding, safe, happy home. Celebration. See, these people are celebrating. They made it. Peace, relief. Another really powerful thing is visualization. Writing exactly what you want in a home. Writing out where you want to live. You know, the universe doesn't know what to give you unless you're very, very clear on what you want. You know, try not to just say, oh, I want a home. That's a very vague manifestation. And sure, maybe you'll get a home, but you want to just leave it up to whatever interpretation that is. That's been a home, as I'm sure you know, if you found this, a home can take many forms. A good home, a safe home, a happy home, healthy, affordable, in a beautiful location, on the 3rd floor of a gorgeous building, no upstairs neighbors, friendly, kind neighbors that I can't hear. In this neighborhood, this amount of rent, you know. Be very specific about what this looks like for you. Whoa. King of Wands reversed. Yeah, going within. I feel so called to say, like, what happened to you was not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal. It is your responsibility to make sure that the rest of your life is very beautiful and abundant and safe and grounded and peaceful. And put a time limit on it, you know? As I say, time limit, temperance reverse comes out. Put a time limit on it, you know? Like, within 6 months, I want to be in this beautiful, happy, healthy home. Because then the energy has somewhere to flow. God has somewhere to know where to direct your alignment and your focus. Because manifestation is not just, it can be, but manifestation most of the time is not just asking the universe for something and it plopping something into your lap. Manifestation is knowing exactly what you want and aligning yourself with this in your behavior, in your daily practices, in your, like, for you, maybe that'll look like healing practices like therapy and meditation, visualization, EMDR to sort through some of that trauma, going to support groups regularly, you know, meeting with financial experts, free resources in your area that can help you try to manage your money, or programs in your area, social services. You know, sometimes manifestation can be very magical, but a lot of what manifestation is you putting boots on the ground, aligning yourself and your practices and your daily life with what it is that you're asking for. And again, that's not to blame you for where you're at, but to say that how empowering it is to realize that you have the power to align yourself to better things. Just because so many years have looked the way they do now does not mean that that is your destiny. You know, as someone who struggled greatly in life, trust me, I know the temptation to identify with poverty and identify with my trauma and identify with being sick and broken and, you know, screwed up, and like just feeling like all this stuff is reinforcing my view of myself. Like, set that intention to align yourself and identify yourself with a higher life. There's a full moon coming up, and whenever you find this is when it's meant for you, but as of right now, there's a full moon coming up. That's a perfect time to let go of all these old, sludgy, like, bleh, all these things that have held you back for so long. Views of yourself, ways of believing, ways of looking at the world. We can, when we go through a lot of struggle, we can think like, oh, this is all we're capable of, this is all the world is, but please know that that is not the case. You need to go within and really see the source of these wounds. Where did your relationship with home become wounded, that can give you a great place to start healing. Looking within, are your beliefs about yourself reinforcing where you're at right now, or are your beliefs about yourself aligning you with your higher timeline? Temperance reverse is interesting because it's giving me a message of like, understand that things are happening in God's time, but the power is within you to start making new actions, making new habits today. How did I know that this is what this reading would be about? Okay, I just picked up the deck and the only card left behind was the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So this is you, my favorite reader on here, who actually inspired me to like make YouTube tarot videos, Queen Cup. Please watch her and support her, she's amazing. Said this like years ago, maybe like 2021 or something. She was like, you're standing up and turning the Wheel of Fortune yourself. So the Wheel of Fortune card is all about life cycles, major life events, karmic turning points, destiny, fated events, all this stuff. And usually the Wheel of Fortune upright is about like, these are just the cycles of life that are happening to you. But the Wheel of Fortune reverse tells me that you are standing up and you are turning the Wheel of Fortune yourself. And how you're doing that, 17:17 when I looked at the clock, how you're doing that is aligning yourself to greater things with the way you're talking to yourself, the way you're talking to God, the things that you're writing about, the things that you're aligning yourself with, the daily practices, the daily habits, knowing that you deserve better and going and getting it. And that is where the magic part of manifestation usually comes in, is, you know, and like I said, manifestation can be that instant magical thing that falls in your lap, but why would you just want to leave it up to that? Wouldn't you rather take the empowered manifestation and start to align yourself with the life that you want? Because that is also where the magical falling in your lap things happen. Because that's when your vibration raises, you're attracting higher things, you're treating yourself healthier. You know, a great example of that is like, okay, I want to manifest a healthier, leaner, whatever body. So am I just going to say, God, I want a healthy body, and think that I'm going to wake up the next morning with it? No, I'm going to align myself with a person who, you know, I'm going to align myself to that version of myself, which means having consistent daily practices of doing yoga, going to the gym, walking to work instead of driving, you know, healthy habits, like instead of soda, I'm going to drink water. Instead of, I don't know, candy, I'm going to eat fruit. Instead of fattening stuff, I'm going to eat healthy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that is where the things that feel like magical just fell in your lap stuff starts to happen, where it's like, whoa, I've been having this better diet for a month, and then suddenly I woke up and looked really unbloated because I lost a bunch of water weight because I'm not eating a bunch of salty shit anymore. You see what I'm saying? So you start to align yourself daily with a person with a beautiful home. You talk to yourself differently. You develop better money habits. You start stacking money away for a deposit. Oh, I know. Trust me, honey, I've been there. Not too long ago, man. I was sleeping on people's floors, dog. Posting on Craigslist, begging people for a place to live for free. Yeah. Like, homeless 2 times. And that might have even been better than some of the living situations I wound up in. So trust me, I know. Trust me. Visualizing yourself walking into your apartment for the first time. Crying, falling to the floor, kissing the floor of your apartment. And, you know, that's the thing. When you start to align yourself with that vision that you have for yourself, create that solid vision for yourself, start to align your daily habits with that vision, and then that is the path on which these magical fall in your lap things start to happen, where it's like, okay, I'm changing my habits, I'm changing my self-belief, I'm changing my little things about the way I dress. Do I dress like a person who lives in a nice home? Do I think like a person who lives in a nice home? Do I treat myself, talk to myself like a person who lives in a nice home? And then it's like you start on this path of alignment, and then, somebody quits at your job and then your money goes up because there's more shifts available, type of shit like that. You see? But man, this card coming out first is a message of hope. This is where you're headed. This year is the year of no more. Literally, 2026 is the Wheel of Fortune year. 10, this is the 10 card. This is a 10-year, and it's also a 1 year, depending on how you look at it, which is the Magician. Baby, you can create any life that you want to. You have the power within you to create any life you want to. Don't give up. I love you guys so much. I'm starting to create more Patreon-only videos. So join my Patreon. It's in the description box and pinned comment. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time.